And welcome back to another episode of OA News Overtime. I'm Jordan Hill with Justin Lee as always.
Jordan, my belly's full.
Our bellies are both full.
Very full.
Had a nice little lunch to celebrate our friend Josh Vitale.
We went to Durango, and I got chicken quesadilla.
Too much food.
Chicken quesadilla verde, and I am full, very full.
But
we got a podcast to record, Jordan.
We got to just work our way through it, and we'll do it for you people because we love our viewers and listeners.
We're going to power through. We're going to try really hard.
And the problem is, Justin, you're going to be doing the bulk of kind of the carrying on this episode.
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Because of what happened over the weekend.
Hey, man.
Olympic trials, and we went in last week talking about Suni Lee and sort of the high expectations. And, brother, she met those high expectations, no doubt.
She delivered, dog. She did it.
Did the dang thing.
Yeah. And like I said, punched her ticket her own dang self. She didn't leave anything up to the committee, right? She had a goal in front of her to make top two and get on that U.S. Olympic team, and she did it. So, that was fun. It was fun to cover, man. I got those football juices flowing. Like that was a big event for us. So if you missed any of that, go back and check out what we wrote, and we'll tell you what happened and why it's important. But yeah, I mean, she's on the Olympic team, and now, so I didn't think about this, but like in Tokyo, that stuff's gonna be going down at like 4 a.m.
Our paper, it's you and me are just gonna be sitting, racking our heads, trying to figure out how to.
That's true. Yeah, cause like if you run a preview in the paper, it'll be done by the time it gets to people's doorstep. But if we run a review, it'll be
out of date,
36 hours old. Man.
Yeah.
The struggles we go through.
Go to oanow.com and you can read the actual content.
Get on the internet.
Coming. That's the best.
You're listening to this. You know how to use it.
Yeah, the 3 people that are watching this, they get it. They understand.
I assume because like NBC is going to air it in prime time, but we're going to spoil it. Like I don't care.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m.
We
spoil it.
We do it live. We're covering it as it happens. This is breaking news.
We'll do it live.
But what do you think?
Sting to play us out.
What do you think about the fact that she performed so well? I mean, we talked about last week that, it was really Simone Biles, and obviously, one of the greatest gymnasts ever. Mm-hmm. And then really she was sort of looked at as the next person. And from everything I could see, it looks like she lived up to that.
On that Sunday round, she beat Simone, which is the first time that's happened in a round since 2013. According to some guy from NBC, not my own research.
Yeah.
I cited him properly in some article. But yeah, it was a huge performance for her. If you like drama, so what happened on Sunday was she came in and she had to finish top 2 to get an automatic spot on the team. The rest is filled out by committee, so it's like, well, I'm just going to earn it myself, right? She goes, and Simone has a terrible day. Simone was like, and this is the big national story, right? They're zoom in on, NBC's got their camera in Simone's face, crying on the on the side on the floor because she had performed so poorly. She didn't do well on bars, and then she fell on beam. And the thing is, she fell on beam, and there's a gasp in the building. The air gets let out, and Suni was next. Suni had to follow that nervous energy. And she got up there and delivered. She delivered the exact same score she had on Friday. And she actually, so because of the fall, she beat Simone on beam. She beat her on bars because she was already going to beat her on bars. And now she's going to go to the Olympics. So she'll compete on both bars and beam and contend for a gold medal. She's got a really strong chance to win a gold medal on bars. And then beam will be the other opportunity that she'll have for Team USA to medal.
What do you think this moment means for Auburn gymnastics? We've talked about just, how rare this is for Auburn, to have this kind of opportunity where there is she could very well come back with a gold medal and be coming to Auburn to compete.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel like this moment means to Auburn gymnastics and what it could mean once we get into the actual Olympics and seeing how Suni performs?
What's crazy is because of the delay for COVID, there's only 3 years between this Olympics and the next Olympics. She could be doing all this again in 3 years.
Yeah.
And then she'll be a current Auburn student doing it. That would be massive. So, but yeah, no, it's huge already. It's huge. I mean, it's gonna put Auburn even more on the map. That's what you want. And if she can boost those scores enough to really get Auburn gymnastics over that hump and get them, to the NCAA finals every year, the Elite Eight. the national championship meet. You want to go to the national championship meet because you want to be able to tell recruits, hey, come to Auburn. You go to the national championship meet. So she's got she's gonna be capable of scoring 10s on bars. I'm pretty sure. So that's a big boost. That's a big deal in gymnastics where everything's by a fraction of an inch and a fraction, a tenth of a point. It's a huge deal, man. Like it kind of can't be understated, and I've been saying it over and over. I think there's some Auburn people who just haven't felt kind of the gravity of it yet, but I think they will soon. And it's like, qualifying for the Olympic team, what does that mean? It's like, it's not like track where there's 40 people running 40 events. There's 6 of these girls, and she's one of them. Like, and it's gonna be a big deal. And Jordan, it's gonna be a big deal for name, image, and likeness for her. What beautiful timing.
Perfect
for Suni Lee.
Perfect timing.
As this episode goes out, she might be signing a deal.
Yeah.
On July 1st. So yeah, I mean, that's how crazy is that? And this is kind of, you jump in, but this is kind of an example of how we really thought NIL. When people were like, "Oh, it's gonna ruin everything." This was kind of one of the more practical things that I saw it affecting was a swimmer, a track athlete, a gymnast who can, get there. They're already at the elite level doing some other things, and then now they can still go to college and do the thing and be cleared and keep their amateur status, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's huge, and I think we're seeing an early version of that. It's not just going to be Trevor Lawrence signs with Adidas or whatever, and if he does, who cares? I know you feel the same way. I know I'm just going into an echo chamber.
No,
but it's like, we must protect the sanctity of John Wall going to Kentucky for a semester and go taking online classes. Who cares? They're already, the special boys are already the special boys, right? Anyway, but I think, I think this is, what amazing timing for her, right?
For sure. And there's, the point you made about her and especially like swimmers and athletes like that. That can retain that amateur status. I mean, I'm thinking about, in the past, I can remember, and every school I'm sure has this, when you have, say a tennis player that's able to qualify for some of these tournaments, national, worldwide tournaments.
Dude, SEC tennis might be on the come up.
Yeah, well, I mean, you think about some of those purses you can't take if, it's not NCAA, you're playing during the summer because of your amateur status. So I would think that kind of would maybe open the door for something like that.
What's the guy's name, Isner?
Yeah, John Isner that played at Georgia.
Need to get him on the line.
Yeah. He, I interviewed him once when I was interning at the AJC. They were playing a tennis tournament in Atlanta, and his dog, which is named McGill, which is after the legendary Georgia tennis coach Dan McGill, got wrapped up around me as I was interviewing John. He was after a match, and the dog was going in between my legs. But anyway,
this would have been well after his Ironman 2-day match.
Oh yeah. This was probably 4 or 5 years.
I remember I was in college when that happened. I remember being in the Haley Center bookstore, my Auburn people, walking around as a student looking up like, oh my, they're still playing. Like you could just go about your day and check in. Yeah, they're still playing.
And you think eventually one of them would be like, all right, dude, you can have it.
Yeah,
I know. But that's
crazy.
Just the kind of commitment. But
that was John. He's all offense.
Yeah.
So when he wasn't serving, it was like, I don't know what to do.
all gas, no brakes. But when you look at those athletes, and then obviously, like you were saying, the focus has always been on the football players, and to maybe a little lesser degree, basketball players.
Right.
But I've had people ask me, and a lot of people are asking the same question of what to expect on July 1st. Which again, we're recording the day before, so we're still sort of guessing. But we really don't know what to expect.
Yeah, it's hard to admit our ignorance, but you know what? It's one of these few things where it's going to be the Wild West a little bit. I don't think it's going to be this huge thing where we're popping off and there's tens of stories like somebody signed with Adidas, somebody signed with Nike.
It's like National Signing Day for us where we're cranking out stories every 8 minutes.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, but we don't know.
But it might.
Yeah. And sort of for me, my expectation is we might see 2 or 3 notable athletes, maybe like a Jabari Smith.
Right.
Or, someone of that caliber at Auburn.
Right.
Suni Lee, I would probably expect, she could be in the mix.
She might be so in demand that she needs time to figure out
but that's
her stuff.
The thing. I think you might see that on that first day, but we may kind of see more of a gradual, over the next weeks and months, a few more guys.
Sure.
But what I'm interested in is just seeing how it plays out because, we've seen – I don't know if you've seen this, Justin, but there's the one tweet that everybody's copying that's as you all know, July 1st is like, dear potential sponsors, like July 1st. So there's been a few of those.
My
like,
DMs are open.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what it is.
I think, but yeah, like we've written about it before. You can see my story if you go on ONnow.com. It's from when I talked to what's his name, the kicker. I'm sorry, I forgot his name, but talked
Was
to
that
him.
Ledbetter?
Ledbetter, who had Ledco, landscaping. Yeah. And they were of the belief, him and the kind of the middleman they use. It's this company that's gonna present to athletes and to schools like, hey, we'll give you these, boilerplate contracts. You'll know what it's supposed to be. We'll hand it to compliance, and they have it, right? Anyway, so, but their expectation was, hey, man, it's going to be a lot of small-time stuff. Not everybody understands that. Like, sure, like we said, Trevor Lawrence or the types, 3, 4, 5 of the special guys, Trevor Lawrence, Zion, might have some big deal that's worth a lot of money. Most of it is going to be probably just people getting paid for their work.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to hypothetically spend someone else's hypothetical money.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, every booster's going to be paying so much money for all this. A lot of it's going to be, a kid's going to be able to work a little bit and get paid for it.
Yeah.
A lot of it just walking around money, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
From a small business in town where hometown heroes are big, at a place like Auburn, you know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be this massive thing. So I think that's my prediction of what we'll see. But then again, like we say, it's a big deal for a lot of these athletes who, like Suni. So Suni's going to be on the Olympic team, just like the Fierce Five, right? The famous, were they 2012 or whatever? Mm-hmm. The famous Fierce Five, they might have been 08.
Who's counting you? Time is irrelevant at this point.
With Gabby, and then it was Jordan Weaver, Allie Raines. But I think they were one of the most famous teams. But Jordan Weaver now coaches at Arkansas. You know how she got started coaching, Jordan?
How's that?
Because she won a gold medal at 16, went to college, and couldn't compete. So she coached at UCLA. She went to UCLA and coached as a 18-year-old, coaching other 18-year-olds. That's how she got started in coaching. That's why she's a head coach at like age 25, right? Because she got that experience. But now the idea is, hey, man, you sign these documents, you hand it to compliance. They're all cool with it. They don't think anything's fishy's going on. You're getting paid for your work. And then you can still have your status as an eligible athlete. So someone like Suni can, not be restricted by that stuff. And, there will be stuff. I think it'll be just smaller time stuff. I mean, we saw Jordan Lee, who won, no relation.
Yeah.
Or Suni.
Yeah.
We're making it happen. I see them at the reunions. Jordan Lee, who's a bass fisherman at Auburn, he could get sponsored when he was fishing at Auburn. He was a really good fisherman. He just happened to be 19 years old.
Yeah.
But nothing was. He was club. It wasn't letter.
Yeah.
So there weren't any rules. So like people are out there. Hey man, if you've got the talent, people will sponsor you. I think one of the great examples was like if a university has a great pianist who gets or orchestra person who gets some sponsorship, we're all like, oh yes. But if an athlete does it, all of a sudden it's against the rules. Just get out of here.
Well, the thing that I'm really interested to see, like in my mind, what I think we could see really in all the college towns and also the major college towns, will we see, say like a bookstore decide that they can, have guys in to sign autographs and, they get a cut out of that. Because to me that seems like a very simple, because, people love getting autographs. And going back to my alma mater, I mean, there was a big scandal with Todd Gurley because he had sold autographs and
right.
that wound up costing him part of a season.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the thing that, this opens up that won't happen anymore. And also,
right.
When, say, you go into the bookstore and you're Owen Papo and you see your number 0 jersey, like, maybe now you don't have to worry about not getting the cut of whatever's coming out of that. I mean,
maybe that could happen. I think that'll be something these retailers, and they'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe that could be a day where you can sign a jersey and get a little kickback for it.
Yeah. But again, at the very least, maybe the autograph sort of set up.
Sure.
And again, that might be something that may be a little down the ways because of COVID. I mean, that's sort of something else that they got to look at.
But we see, like, the ambush tours where these assistant coaches go to these alumni clubs all across the Southeast and get paid a lot to speak, and everyone eat and listen to him tell jokes and burp and talk about how the media's terrible, and everyone laughs.
Yeah.
But what they could do,
Harumph.
I mean, the idea now is, hey, hey man, Derek Mason speaking and Owen Papo signing autographs for $5.
Yeah, like afterwards, and yeah.
Come let your kid meet Owen Papo.
Yeah.
God forbid, Jordan.
The
God
nerve.
forbid.
The nerve.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's the kind of the scary thing about an autograph is like if you're just auctioning them off to the highest paying booster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
think you need a little organization as far as who's setting that up.
I wouldn't be surprised if the NCAA doesn't put some little cap on how much something like that could be worth.
Yeah, because there was a kid in the transfer portal, and an Ole Miss booster bought his autograph for $60,000. It was, it's crazy.
Yeah,
like, I get what you're saying.
I'm entering a transfer portal. Here's a link to my autograph napkin.
I have
eBay.
I have a transfer portal GoFundMe. Please check that out.
But like we said, it's gonna be the Wild West. There's no good way of doing this.
It was gonna be sloppy. I feel like no matter what, there's gonna be sort of holes in the plans.
Yeah.
Because this is all so new.
And some of the stuff's not gonna work. I think some businesses are gonna pay some player an ungodly amount of money to tweet an ad, and it's not going to get any engagement. And
it's going to
be like, do it next time.
It's going to be like the examples we've seen with some pro athletes where it's like they send them the copy, but it's like, and John Smith says how much he likes, Burger King, but they tweet that like with the
copy and paste it without cleaning it up.
Without cleaning it
Hashtag
up.
Ad.
Yes. I think one of the things too, and I'm trying to remember who was talking about this, but I think maybe you'll just see sponsored content on these kids' Instagrams. You know what I mean? Like, I think that might be, because that's another simple way. How much effort really does that take, other than the graphic designer kind of sending the stuff over, and then you kind of throwing that up on your Instagram, and then reaping the rewards and profiting.
Yeah, man. I love Josh's line. I don't know if he stole this from somewhere else, but the line is, it's not about getting every athlete rich. It's about getting them what they're worth. Yeah. And I mean, I think in a lot of cases, relax. It's just going to be a little bit of walking around money, I think. Yeah. A little bit of summer job money. Yeah. For the most part. We could see, and like we've talked about camps. Athletes could work at camps. Yeah.
And we might even see that, which we can probably report on this later on. Yeah. Go ahead.
We can speculate, but I mean, like, for example, Jared Harper is having his thing at Lee Scott on the 8th. Yep. It's post the 1st. We don't know, but, in either that or a place like that, a current athlete now could go there and be like, hey, man, let an Auburn kid teach your kid how to shoot for for $80.
Yeah. And that's just like in theory, but I mean, according to the rules, that would be okay.
Hey, lessons with an Auburn swimmer. Yeah. Swimming lessons. Yeah. For your 8-year-old.
Can we look into getting me golf lessons from somebody?
From Javon Rebula?
Yeah. Come on, let's do that. I would pay for that. What about you?
You could. You know what's gonna be weird though? Is like live streaming.
Yeah.
Twitch.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think anybody's thinking about that.
We're playing 4D chess over here.
Somebody needs to get in. Whatever athlete.
Opelika-Auburn News is going to sponsor somebody just to Twitch. Madden 08.
Bo, how much does it cost for you to retweet all my stories? Let me know.
Oh, check it out. Maybe not all your stories.
Maybe not all my stories. I'll let you know, Bo. Yeah. But I just need you to retweet all our stories.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
You can't spell. No, yeah, you can. Yeah.
It's just OA News without Bo?
Yeah,
Call it the Boa News.
Yeah, the Boa News. I like that.
Yeah. Let us know.
It's got a good ring to it.
Retweet all our stories.
Yeah. That's no big deal. Thinking about this, now that it's happening July 1st, I couldn't help but think back to, the past and thinking of, like, former Auburn athletes and, like, who could have really, had some fun with maybe some deals they could have done. Do any athletes come to mind for you, Justin? Because I'll share the one that, like, and he might be sitting here right now thinking, oh, these kids are so lucky. These kids don't know how good they got it. Cadillac Williams, man. He would have had quite the run if the NIL was that. Yeah. And also I'll throw out here
a Cadillac Seville.
Yeah, and what about Ronnie Brown getting that UPS sponsorship? What can Brown do for you?
Hey man, he was the Hummer back then.
Oh yeah,
Hummer. Remember Hummers?
Oh yeah, Ed Orgeron has forever. You remember that?
Give me a Hummer. I want a Hummer.
I got a Hummer. Tell him about it, JoJo.
One safer.
But yeah, he could have done the Hummer.
Yeah, everyone called Ronnie the Hummer, or like H2. Then they called him because H2 was around then. Yeah. Remember the H2?
Yep.
Remember flip phones?
Barely.
Remember the Newlyweds?
Remember cable TV?
Remember Nick and Jessica?
Remember what was I gonna say? Oh, remember TiVo? Remember that man thing?
Wow.
Oh,
That was a thing.
that was the thing.
Put your stock in TiVo.
Yeah.
To the moon.
To the moon, baby.
Yeah, so he could have been Hummer H2. I don't know. I mean, and in the joke everyone hears is like, oh, so what car dealership's gonna have somebody? You know what I mean? Maybe we'll see that. I'm not sure how big a scale we'll see.
Yeah.
Especially if we're talking about current Auburn athletes. I don't know how many superstars are really on this team.
Yeah. I mean, that you're going to put that kind of money into, which,
Right.
I mean, at the same time as we see this as being an opening, it's also got to be an investment for these companies.
Right.
They're
Again,
not just going to hand this
It's
money.
very easy to hypothetically spend other people's
Yeah.
hypothetical money.
Exactly.
But when push comes to shove and it's your money,
Yeah.
it's better be a good investment.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
I'm with you there. But we'll see. Hey, man. But then again, maybe all bets are off and we're wrong tomorrow. We'll see.
We'll see.
It's one of the few times that I don't admit that we don't know, and I don't think anybody really knows
Yeah,
what's
I
to come.
mean,
It's just like, just start it, see what happens, and we'll put Band-Aids on it as we go.
And I think that's the way to think about it, that you may see corrections or revisions to sort of the guidelines because, right now you've got some states like Alabama who have NIL coming into effect, and then some states still
Right.
don't have anything on the books.
Right.
So what does it look like there?
Who's the biggest star in college sports right now?
College
I don't know.
sports?
I mean,
like
I don't-
across the board?
I don't see a Trevor or a Zion
Not
in the
right
picture right now.
Now, I mean,
That's the other thing is that you become a star during the season, then it's over.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, because like
It's
the
rare that a
and the
Justin
examples
Fields, Trevor comes back.
Yeah, I was going to say the example like Trevor. I mean, obviously he's
Right.
gone pro, and Zion's been in the NBA. So like,
Right.
I don't know who is. I
Yeah.
don't know if there is that obvious guy
Right.
now. Maybe a Gonzaga basketball player or
I
something.
don't know, man.
I
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Somebody put, I think, Draft Express. Get all your NIL news from Draft Express on Twitter. They were like, some of these deals could rival the G League deals, which would be, what, $500,000? Which, like, I guess, like if you're signing with Adidas or whatever
Yep.
for a national deal and you're a national spotlight player. But I don't know how many of those are going to happen. I don't know how much of that there is to go around.
And we're still kind of wondering. This is something we talked about off the camera.
Why would I have a deal with a amateur player when I could have a professional player? You know what I mean? There's a lot of pro players out there.
And it's a total crapshoot with recruits. I don't care if they are
Yeah.
5 stars. Plenty of guys
Exactly.
burn out. You want, the money to be worth it.
Exactly.
But we were wondering, how does this affect, say, Auburn that's got Under Armour contract? Can,
Sure.
their athletes sign with Nike for certain things? I
Yeah.
don't know how that's going to look.
I'd like to think the athletes can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
But I can understand why these colleges and especially these apparel companies are going to try to be in control of things.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, I mean, if I'm Auburn and I'm signed with Under Armour and my kid wants to post about Nike on Instagram, I'm letting him.
Yeah.
And I don't care what Under Armour has to say because, I mean, we signed a contract 10 years ago. You fulfill it.
Yeah.
And you leave me alone, right?
Yeah.
You can talk about that when it's time to renew. I guess that'll be something these apparel companies might try to force onto people.
That might be. That seems like a sensible.
Obviously, Nike would hold all the cards. So with all of their schools, they could be like, hey, all your kids have to do Nike. But we'll see. Because like we say, hey, man, we say, we're trying to protect these kids' rights. But then the problem is a coach can sit a kid for any reason.
Yeah.
At all. Any violation of team rules that he makes up.
Yeah.
And that can include this crap.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the smart ones and the less morally corrupt ones
True.
will let these kids do what they want to do and get what they're worth, I think.
Yeah.
And if I was a recruit, those are the schools I'd go to.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna. That this is gonna come up in recruiting, and I think it should.
Yeah.
I mean it's another situation where the players can see,
Right.
Who can help them make the most of their situation, and that goes off the playing field too.
Right.
Any other thoughts on any Auburn athletes of yesteryear?
Trying to send some money back to mama, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's got to be some good like Bo Jackson.
Jarrett Sidham, sponsored by Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah. There you go. He could do it. I'm trying to think of Bo Jackson. I mean, since he did so many, what good like multitasking.
Yeah.
He would have been. He would have probably been.
Like Slack or something.
Yeah.
One of those workspace apps.
Yeah. He would have really helped you get some stuff done.
That would have been funny. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Like I said, it's kind of a weird time because it's one of these. I think very few things where we don't know what's going to happen.
We don't know, and anyone who tells you, I think at this point is just kind of guessing.
Yeah, I think they have an idea, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure the Draft Express, I'm sure they talked to some people.
Yep.
You know, our opinion is informed by who we talk to, Sage Ledbetter and those people.
Yep.
And the people in the gymnastics circle.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, we'll see though. It's like I said, you never know unless it's your money.
Yeah.
What people are actually going to spend.
Yeah, and we'll be covering it no matter what. We're going to keep an eye on all these athletes and see what sort of deals and things that get worked out. And if deals are announced, you can go to oanow.com, and we're going to do our best to kind of
we'll
keep
wrangle
you in the
them
loop.
up if that's how this goes tomorrow.
Yeah, if it happens, we're going to kind of keep our ears to the ground. And if not,
could just be another day.
Exactly.
I honestly think so, yeah.
That's the thing. I don't expect, we were kind of talking before this, like, I don't expect it to be like National Signing Day where every 8 minutes or 10 minutes someone's got something going on. Like
John Jivers is signed a new deal with the bait shop, Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah, make sure and read the story we're going to have coming out. We're going to give some suggestions of who we think should sign where. And Worm. I mean, he's Worm.
He's Worm. Yeah.
I'd buy a bait shop from wherever Worm's going.
There you go.
That's right up my alley. So.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've just about exhausted the NIL talk, unless there's anything else, Justin, you want to hit on?
I'll do it for free, chicken. That would be me.
Yeah.
Fried chicken.
Yeah.
I'll do it for free. It's the least I can do. We get a Dave reference in here almost every episode.
We've done a pretty good job. I know that much.
That'll be my favorite. Is like, it's now July 1st, and I can tweet endorsements. Popeyes did not pay me, but it's delicious.
Just to let you guys know.
That might be me with Whataburger.
Yeah.
It's like, try the new Honey Butter Chicken biscuit.
Like that. I mean, they've got the Auburn logo out there. Maybe someone gets on that Whataburger deal. Maybe, Al Presley just.
I was gonna say, get one of those Texas boys, but they're flighty boys. Those are flighty birds. Those Texas ones.
Yep. And I mean, Hal Presley's not here anymore. So who's left that's still from Texas?
I don't know. Nobody. The one guy went to USC.
Yeah, Thompson. Chris Thompson. So.
Stop recruiting Texas. They don't stay.
Oh, I think Luke Dill's from Texas.
Is he?
I think so. I think one of the tight ends, maybe Brandon Frazier.
Those are flighty birds. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
They come out here and they're like, I could go to USC.
Right on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just Demetrius though.
Yeah. I just wrote about Demetrius.
He counts.
Yeah. He could
counts.
be a good Whataburger deal.
He could be a Whataburger guy.
Yeah. I could say that.
But yeah, we'll see.
Well, until then, we'll keep an eye on it, and you can follow us on Twitter and again at oanow.com. And we're gonna wrap up this episode, Justin.
Let's do it. We kind of just rambled about NIL, but hopefully you might like it. I mean, it's the news of the day, I think.
And then again, it's still just guessing what's gonna happen, if anything were to happen. Hypothetically speaking. So until next time, thank you guys for listening and watching. And for Justin, I'm Jordan.
Dewana Bonner made the WNBA All-Star team.
Wow.
How about that?
Right at the buzzer,
news
man.
For her. There you go.
Right
news you can use.
Buzzer.
There you go.
So keep an eye on that too. But until next time, take care.